I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone say, gaming is a waste of time. And honestly, I get why a lot of people think that way. From the outside, you're just sitting there with a controller in your hand, staring at a screen. It doesn't look very productive. But here's the thing, gaming has been one of the healthiest outlets in my life, and it helps me reset. It keeps me connected with friends who live far away. It's even sharpened skills I didn't expect. So instead of writing it off, I definitely think it's worth talking about why gaming might actually be good for you. Now, a quick heads up. This channel is brand new. I'm still experimenting with different styles. I'm trying to figure out my voice and just seeing what feels right. If you're here early, thank you so much for being a part of that journey. This video was inspired by CyberDopamine, who recently posted about playing games instead of doom scrolling. I'm a big fan, and as someone who spends a lot of time gaming myself, I really wanted to join that conversation, share my perspective, and maybe create a new dialogue for somebody else. Everyone needs a hobby. That part is obvious, but what I love about gaming is how it adapts to where you're at in life. Meaning, if you want a massive desktop setup, you can go that route. But also, if you're on a budget, there are handhelds or little retro emulators. And if you only have 20 minutes after dinner before you crash for the night, that works too. Let's take the game Cult of the Lamb, for example. Some nights I would want to dive into a roguelike run and battle enemies. Other nights, I just wanted to lay back, cruise, and manage my little cult. It's flexible. And that's the beauty of it. Gaming scales to your time and energy in a way that a lot of other hobbies don't. When I think about why I love gaming, the question comes up in my head sometimes. Is it just escapism? But when I think about it, for me, it's not so much escapism, but rather it's about hitting reset. Life gets loud. Your brain can loop on stuff you can't fix in the moment. And sometimes logging into a game, it just recenters you. The structure of it, the small wins, clear goals, focused attention, and sometimes just letting yourself be immersed in a journey. It can really have a way of just rinsing the noise off of your brain. For example, Core Keeper became my go-to during a really stressful stretch at work. Building bases, mining with friends, laughing about absolutely nothing, it really grounded me. And then there's Raft. That game puts you in the middle of an ocean, surviving off of literal scraps, slowly turning this tiny raft into a floating homestead, while exploring new islands and uncovering the mystery of the world. It's really simple, but it transported me somewhere else entirely, and that kind of reset is exactly what I need sometimes. Not everyone thrives at big parties or crowded networking events. Sometimes I'm definitely one of those people. But gaming has always given me another path into community. You already share a common goal with whatever game you're playing. You can talk as much or as little as you want. And without forcing it, you build these little rituals and sometimes these little inside jokes. Most recently, that's been Peak for me and my friends. We've been tackling the final level together over and over again, and it's brutal. Some weeks we get really close. Other weeks we wipe out right at the very end. But that challenge we come back to, trying new angles, revising strategies, it's become our weekly ritual. Honestly, at this point, it's less about whether we beat the level, but it's more about showing up for each other. By the way, if you're enjoying this and you want to see more videos like this, let me know down in the comment section. Also, hit like and subscribe. It really helps out. Let's talk about skills for a moment. People talk about hand-eye coordination, but the more useful stuff is less obvious. Take the game FragPunk, for instance. It's fast-paced, but what really makes it great is how much it relies on teamwork. Even when my friends and I are playing with strangers on our team, you feel everyone contributing. Some matches, we choke the clutch at the very last second and it really stings. But then you reset and you encourage each other, you rethink the strategy. And when you do clutch up, especially at a last second bomb defusal, or you pull off the final kill in a 1v1, it's an electric feeling. That's not just gaming, that's persistence. That's patience and learning how to keep your head when stakes feel high. Another thing I love is how games can meet your mood. Some nights I want something sweaty and demanding like FragPunk or pushing one more run in Peak. Other nights I just want some cozy vibes like fishing in Cult of the Lamb. It sounds simple, but being able to pick a game that matches where your head is at, it's actually one of the healthiest parts about gaming. Because what you're really doing in that moment is you're listening to yourself. If you're stressed, you can choose something calming and more predictable. If you've got energy to burn, you can lean into something more intense. That kind of self-awareness, knowing what you need in the moment and actually giving it to yourself, is huge for mental health. It's like having a built-in toolkit for regulating your mood. Whether you're looking for something action-packed and fast-paced, or something quiet and relaxed, both can be healthy, just in different ways, and having that choice really does matter. How many times have we all heard the expression, "Don't judge a book by its cover"? Well, there's another way to look at that. One of the best lessons gaming has given me is not to write things off too early. For years, I thought deck builders weren't for me. Then I finally tried Slay the Spire, mostly because I was sick of hearing all these different people talk about it. And when I did try it, it clicked immediately. Now I've sunk time into Balatro and Inscryption too. It really reminded me that sometimes the thing you're most resistant to can end up being something that you truly love. And honestly, that's not just about games. Okay, so we've covered a lot here, but I want to talk about a couple specific myths we hear. First up, gaming is a waste of time. I would say if something engages you and it gives you a sense of progress and connects you with people, that's just called a hobby. It's no more wasteful than watching football or binging a TV show. Another one is it makes you antisocial. If anything, I would say it's the opposite. I mean, think about it. Co-op nights, split screen on the couch with your best bud, Discord friends who become real-life friends, even gaming events and tournaments in person. It's really all social. It just looks different than what people expect. It's community, just in an unconventional, modern way. And lastly, a big one we hear is it ruins your attention span. All right, anything can ruin your attention span if you let it. But when you think about it, games also train deep focus. There's things like pattern recognition, resource management, and just general persistence. The key is balance. And if you ask me, it will always beat out the mind-numbing endless scrolling we're all used to these days. One engages your brain, the other trains it to feed on constant dopamine. At the end of the day, which one do you think is better? Now, rewinding a little bit back to balance. Well, I try to keep my approach simple. Before I start, it sounds corny, but sometimes I can ask myself, why am I logging on? Am I doing it to unwind or connect with friends? Or do I just want to chase a challenge or experience some art? Then I pick whatever fits. I'll usually set soft limits like, I'm gonna go for one more run here, or let's play until the next checkpoint or save point. Not so much strict boundaries, but more like setting guardrails so I keep myself from bleeding it into the rest of the night. And it's worth mentioning, gaming shouldn't be the only outlet you use for connection or social life. For some people, it truly is. And that's fine. We're not here to judge them. But I think the key is meeting yourself where you're at. The social and interpersonal skills you build through gaming, through teamwork, encouragement, and handling setbacks, those skills can actually transfer into the real world in ways you might not notice right away. Gaming can be a platform for confidence, but it shouldn't replace everything else. Balance really matters. So, to bring it all home, no, I don't think gaming is a waste of time. In the right balance, it's one of the healthiest parts of my week. It's a reset when I feel like life is getting too loud. It's a way to stay connected with friends who are far away. And it's a space to practice patience and persistence and to explore my curiosity. And if that counts as wasting time, then I'm definitely fine with that. My name has been Tom. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Also, drop a comment and let me know, what's your experience with gaming and mental health? And also, what are your favorite games to play to wind down when you feel like life is just too much? I really appreciate you sticking to the end of the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. That's gonna do it for me. Until next time, bye-bye.